Hi, my name is Elizabeth Gordon. I'm a technical support scientist here at LI-COR, and today what we're going to do is talk about one of the features of SoilFluxPro. SoilFluxPro is a very flexible software, and it is freely downloadable from our website for both Windows and Mac. And you can do a lot of different things with it, including adding data from other analyzers. So that's what we're going to talk about how to do today. Okay, so now we're actually going to go through the process of importing our files. So the first step is, of course, to have SoilFluxPro 5 downloaded onto your computer, and you can download it for free for either Windows or Mac from our website. And once SoilFluxPro is downloaded and installed and opened, then we go to our Open tab here. And I am going to import a Picaro data. So first I need to import my LI-8100 data. You can also use LI-8250 data, smart chamber data, all of these things. But my particular file is an LI-81X. So I choose that and I press open. I wait for that to be imported and I see my little green finish loading files. Once that's done, I can go to import. I'm going to tell it my file format is Picaro. I will add some files. Here's my Picaro data. And I know that my LI-8100 data is from September, so I chose 09, indicating that that Picaro data was taken in the 9th month of the year. I need to name my device. You can use Picaro, you can use the serial number, you can basically do anything you'd like. And then you will need to make sure that all of the date and time formats here are checkmarked, indicating that everything's good. If you have an X, then the instrument is unhappy with that. That happens most often with generic third-party data. We have some built-in configurations for the most common third-party analyzers that are used with ours. But if you have another one that you want to use, you may need to give information about date and time and what the time format is and things like that. You may also need to adjust the time of the imported data by a number of seconds. If you did not sync the timestamps beforehand, you should have, but if you didn't, in this case, I know that they were synced, so I don't have to worry about it. And so I'm just going to scroll down here and make sure that everything that I want to import is there. And yeah, I want to import N2O and I want to import CO2, CH4. Yeah, that's what I want to import. I don't need to worry about importing any of the date and times or epoch time or cavity pressure. I could import those, but for my purposes, I'm not too worried about them. So I just need the gas data. So I press import. It's going to think for a couple of seconds. And then you see I have error import complete. If you see error importing files, which is red at the bottom, you will need to redo things. But here I have them. And I don't have them on my display. So what I'll need to do is go to my display and measured and Picaro. And then I can start adding those details. So for example, I could add all 4 of those, and then now we should see them over here. And the data is not very good. In this particular case, I have 999, so I didn't have good data in this case, but that is how I would import the data into my instrument. Once I'm done, I can actually save this file with the Picaro data already involved in it. So I can go save, and then it would be export, and I can choose where to save it if I would like to. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, press save. It's going to think for a little while because there's a lot of files in here, and it does take it a little while to get everything saved. Don't go away from this screen until after it is done saving, but once it is done saving, then you'll have that exported file. It says successfully exported to blah, 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 and off we go. So that is how we import third-party data into our SoilFluxPro version 5. So as you can see, adding data from another analyzer in SoilFluxPro is very simple, but there are a few things you need to keep in mind. Once you take care of those, your data should import very nicely. If you have any questions, problems, or concerns, just let us know.